Hey, what up, guys? It's your boy Joel. Just wanted to share some stuff from my heart today. So I wrote this article or post on Tumblr about biblical inerrancy. It was actually originally a note on Facebook, and then I posted it on Tumblr. And I'm not going to get into the whole of what I talked about here, but I basically said that biblical infallibility and biblical inerrancy are, in my opinion, not actually biblical concepts. And while I believe that the Bible is inspired by God, that there's another way of looking at it than just saying the Bible is inerrant, the Bible is infallible, all that stuff. So I was just putting, my opinion, another opinion out there than what's usually talked about. And I just want to get really raw and real. So if you're offended by vulgarity, by me just being myself and talking the way I would talk out of frustration, if you're offended by me just really sharing about some stuff that might make you uncomfortable, turn this off right now, because I'm honestly not going to deal with messages or comments where people are like, oh, well, you shouldn't say that, you're a Christian, you're whatever. First of all, I just kind of want to talk about a little bit about where I'm at right now. I love Jesus. I think Jesus is amazing. He is so good. He is so loving. He is so real. And he is really just the reason why I'm alive. He reached into the heart of a 15-year-old who was just feeling down and feeling like nobody loved him, and he brought him back to life 6 years ago. And that's my Jesus, and that's why I follow him. But if I'm perfectly honest, I will have to say that I'm at a point where this thing that people call the church, and I'm going to make a distinction between the bride of Christ and what people call the church, not the church itself, but what people call the church, it's bullshit. Instead of becoming a place where, hey, we're walking with Jesus, let's all come together, regardless of whether or not we agree. Let's all come together, share each other's hearts, and learn from each other. It's become a place of, well, you have a belief that I view as heretical. It's my job to correct you. Without having any relationship with you, without having any love to come after you, correct you, and bring you into my vision. That's not love, guys. That's manipulation, and that's freaking Christian witchcraft. You're using Jesus to twist someone into being how you want them. And honestly, ain't nobody got time for that anymore. Like, I'm done. I am done. I have seen how this religious system damages people so much. Like how about a week ago, it caused a misunderstanding between me and somebody that I really care about. And, just having gone through an experience like that, it's kind of opened my eyes to how stupid this thing is. Look, I love the fact that there are some amazing, pastors and some amazing leaders. I'm not saying that, to belittle them, or I'm not saying this out of disrespect. But when I look at the church the way it is now, there's no way this is exactly what Jesus intended. There's no way we're moving with his heart. There's just no way that this system of hierarchy, this system of, you got to submit to my vision, this system of you got to be like me, and you got to do this, walk with Jesus this way and walk with Jesus that way. There's no way this is what Jesus had in mind. There's no way this is what the Father had in mind. Like, I'm done with Christians preaching a message that's not setting people free. And so I posted this thing on Tumblr, right? And all these Christians start talking about me like I'm not a person. Like, oh, well, he's just an error. Oh, and Joel is just an error, and, all this stuff. And they didn't even read what I had to say. They just took pieces of it that they disagreed with and just built straw man arguments and didn't listen to me. And you know what? All of this is opening my eyes to the fact that I just don't want to associate myself with Christianity anymore. I love Jesus, but he's so much bigger, and he's much more powerful, and he's much better than what I've seen. I have no doubt that there's a lot of people who call themselves Christians that are well-meaning, amazing people. But what the world has seen of Christianity, this post-Constantinian, just imperialistic, just dogmatic religion is bullshit. And I want nothing to do with it anymore. There has to be something tangible where you can encounter the face of God and know him as a person, and then you move out of that place and love people. So many people that I see talking about theology, and theology is good. I love theology, and I think we should study it. And I think, like Crowder said in one of his recent videos, theology is important because it helps us live lives that manifest the power of the kingdom. So good theology helps with that. But honestly, so many people I see just talking smack, talking. Oh my God, he said this. Oh my God, this is error. Oh my God. They have no idea what to do in real life, practical situations. Most of these people have never actually prayed for anybody that's died. I've had situations where people have shown me dead bodies of people on Skype and said, hey, my dad died. Can you raise him back? Can you help me pray? That's real shit. If you want to sit back on your computer typing all your stuff and criticizing people for actually going to hospitals, laying hands on people with tumors and believing Jesus to do his thing, if you want to criticize people who are actually out there loving people and actually, having to hear stories of how someone on their campus was in threesomes with guys and people were taking videos and kicking in doors and laughing at the person, and I have to deal with a person broken like that, if you want to criticize people like that, then go on being a Christian. I don't want, if I'm in error, I don't want to be right where you are. I don't want to be right with you. I'm just being real. There has to be more to this gospel. There has to be more. That Jesus came to bring so much more than just for us to sit around in pews and say la 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 and just do church. Nah, Jesus came to bring something real. He brought the kingdom. He brought the tangible manifestation, the tangible touch of God, of the Father who's never abandoned the world. And you know what? I think God's a lot better than what I've heard in most churches. I think God's a lot better than what I've heard in just most Christian circles. I think he's a lot bigger. I think he actually swallowed up the whole world. And you know what? You can throw scriptures at me and say, oh, well, Joel, people got to believe. And, the way I talk about Jesus, and I'm on a college campus, I see people doing, stuff that's not beneficial all the time. But I don't feel the need to bring Jesus up in every conversation. I talk about him because he's my friend, because I love him, because he saved my life. Because he really loves me. And so out of the overflow of my heart, my mouth speaks. And when someone's going through something, like, hey, my boy Jesus, or he'll take me into a vision and show me somebody's future that I haven't talked to in a while, and I'll call them up on my campus or go have lunch with them and tell them, and they'll get rocked. I'm done with your religion. I don't want it. Keep it to yourself. Unfollow me. Unsubscribe from me. Don't message me. I don't really care. This is my last message. This is the last thing I'm going to say about it. Ain't nobody got time for your bullshit. Ain't nobody got time for your stuff. It's just, no. Keep it to yourself. Seriously. There's a world that is literally hungry to know that God loves it. There's a world that's literally hungry to understand what Jesus did. And if you guys don't want to know, they do. So, you know what? You guys can talk trash all you want. You guys can get mad all you want. You guys can message me and just call me a heretic and call me all this stuff all you want. I don't care anymore. Has it affected me? Yes. Has it hurt me? Yes. Has it made me sad? Yes. But you know what? I choose to believe that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and he's a lot bigger than these boxes we put him in. You know what? I want to see just how amazing and how awesome he really is. I want to see a generation of people understanding that, we don't need to fear deception because there's no fear in love. Well, we get off course sometimes, yeah, but he's big enough to correct us. How about we let Holy Spirit do what he needs to do and not try to put people in boxes because we're afraid they're going to get deceived? You know what? I'm big enough to believe that Jesus came to bring the truth about God. Let me ask you a question. What if Jesus woke you up one morning and said, hey, there's a Buddhist I've been hanging out with. I want you to go and he's going to tell you some stuff about his nature, about my nature, and about who I am. Would you go? Or would you say, well, Jesus, I rebuke you. That can't be Jesus because, there's no way a Buddhist could have a revelation about God. There's no way a Muslim, there's no way a Hindu, there's no way, you know what? Jesus is bigger than religion. He's much bigger than this religion called Christianity. I'm in love with a man. I'm out of the closet. I'm in love with a man. I'm in love with Jesus of Nazareth. I think he's amazing. I think his cross is awesome. I think what he did for all humanity, for all creation, human or non-human, is so much better than what we've made it out to be. And you know what? If you guys want to stop me, if you guys want to say I'm an error, if you guys want to warn people about me, that's fine. But I'm running after this thing. I will fly with Jesus. I will go after immortality. I'm going after walking on water. I'm going after seeing the realms of his glory and seeing him face to face. I'm done with your bullshit. I'm done with your religion. I'm done with your legalism. Once you get delivered of all that and you meet Jesus, come talk to me. We can be boys. Peace.